I've been here all night. I've been here all day. Nicki Minaj. And boy, you got me walking side to side.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So my name is Yasmin if you're new, and if you're a returning subscriber, hi and welcome to my channel. So for today I thought we'd continue from my first techie video, which was what's on my iPhone, and I'm going to tell you guys now the tips and the tricks and the apps that I use to blog and to keep my Instagram looking so amazing. So if you guys are interested in how I edit my Instagram photos, keep on watching. So guys, how I edit my Instagram photos is really quite simple. So this is all of the apps that I use for my photography. So number one, I have the Afterlight app, I have the Facetune app, this is just my Camera Connects app, this is the Lightroom, the Darkroom, and the 1967. So basically on a day-to-day basis, I use three of these apps. They are the Afterlight app, the Facetune app, and the Lightroom app. So these are the three apps of photography that I'm going to be discussing in today's video. So now let's start with Afterlight. So we're going to start with this photo. This is just a general landscape photo. So it's this beautiful winter day, and I got this really nice pic from all of the snow on these beautiful trees. So I'm going to show you how I edited this photo. So normally I'm just going to go into my Afterlight app, and what I like to do first is I really like to crop the image. So I'm going to leave it as how it is right now because I really enjoy the length and I can see the horizon on top. So I'm just going to leave it the way it is. And then basically for Afterlight app, I don't really use it that often. When I first purchased it, I used it a lot, but right now I'm not using it a lot. So what I do normally is I just raise the brightness level. So I'm just going to raise it to the top. 100%, that's good enough for me. And then I'm going to click done here. And I'm going to export it to Lightroom. So I'm going to copy it to Lightroom. I'm going to open it on Lightroom as you see here, and then this is actually where the magic happens. So I use Lightroom to edit these photos very well. So I'm gonna, for this one, this is a bit different. As I mentioned, I edit different photos differently depending on how they were shot. Some of them require no editing at all, but others require some editing. Because I took this one on a DSLR, I don't really need to fix anything about it. I'm just going to click on the light option first, and let's see if, no, I actually want to decrease the exposure. So initially it was really bright, but I'm actually going to lower the exposure because I really like the darkness and the darks of this picture. And then for contrast, I just leave it the way it is, which is just at 0. So let me put it back to 0. And then for highlights, what I normally do for a picture is I raise the highlights and then I lower the whites. So that's what I'm doing here. And then for shadows, this is just depending on whether you want that horizon to show. So for here, I want to leave it just in the middle here. So I'm just going to leave it at +3. Oops, let's put it at +3. Yeah, +3. So the whites are -100, and the blacks, I'm going to put it as, it doesn't really change that much, but I'm going to leave it at +23. For color, this is actually the best part in my opinion. So what you can do is you can increase the temperature, you can increase the tint, the vibrancy of the photo, or the saturation. So for vibrancy and saturation, I barely use these two options because I like my feed to look like non-colory. So I like just a natural soft color, and these are quite harsh. They really just depict so much color, so I tend to avoid those two. But for this particular picture, because that day was really cloudy, I'm just going to add a little bit of green. Not too much, just a little bit. So I'm just going to add a let's do a +4. There. So actually it's a -4. So I'm just going to add a -4 to the picture. And vibrancy and saturation, we leave that at 0. For temperature, I'm just going to leave it a bit cool. So I'm going to give it a -5. That's good enough for me. For effects, what I basically do is I either add a vignette or not. So for this picture, I'm just going to leave it the way it is. So I'm not going to add anything to it. So I'm going to leave it at 0. So the best part about Lightroom is that you can actually digitally enable lens correction. What that does is it actually corrects the image as it was taken. So for instance, I used my 50mm lens to take this photo. So what I can do is I can just press this button here, and it immediately corrects all of the mistakes that I took. So whatever f-stop I was in, it really corrects it. And let's see if I can zoom it in here. You can actually see very clearly into the picture. And that's what I really love Lightroom for. So this photo, in my opinion, is finished. So guys, that is all of the apps, the tips, and the tricks that I use to edit my Instagram photos. As I mentioned, guys, I am not an advanced person. I'm just someone who enjoys using Instagram for fun and to connect with all of you guys. So make sure to follow me on Instagram. My username is I am Yasmin H, and I post beauty, fashion, and lifestyle pictures, and I hope you guys enjoy all of the love that I put out in the world, because obviously you should not take Instagram seriously. It's not really that of a serious thing. It's just something I do for a hobby, and it's great. So guys, that was the end of my second installment into this series of how I edit my Instagram photos and my blog photos. So now that you guys have my tips and my tricks on how I edit photos, I wish you guys so much luck in your blogging journey and in your Instagram journey. Make sure to follow me on Instagram at I am Yasmin H if you really enjoyed and you really felt like these tips really helped you. I'd really appreciate that. The link is just going to be just up here. And guys, that's it for the video. So as you know, guys, the drill. So make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you guys want to see in the future. So I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Have a great day, guys. Bye!